Welcome back, it's Nine, and today we are going to discuss more PlayStation 5 news and about a YouTuber over in Japan who's going to be showing off the PS5 over on YouTube. I'll have a link in the description for you guys. We're also going to be talking about Michael Pachter saying some wild stuff about the PlayStation 5. And lastly, we are going to discuss how BioShock 4 details have emerged. Now, before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Now, let's get right into it, and this is the first topic we're going to be discussing. It's a big one too, right? We're talking about the PlayStation 5, how there is a Japanese YouTuber out there who's going to have a hands-on preview of it, and he's going to live stream it from the looks of it. This is pretty exciting because, well, number one, we've never seen the console outside of like images that Sony has released or video footage that Sony has released, and obviously some leaked images, but this is going to be the first time that we actually see the PlayStation 5 in someone's hands, publicly showing it off, and in the thumbnail we can actually see the PS5 and also see him holding the controller. So it's really interesting. This is happening in 36 hours from the time of recording this video. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be very early in the morning if you're on Eastern time zone like myself, October 4th, 5 a.m. I will try to catch it. Chances are I'm probably going to catch it afterwards. Just 5 a.m. is way too early, and I don't even know what's going to be happening exactly, so I can't promise anything in that regard, but I imagine that, you know, they'll be showing off some of the games that he's playing. Might just be Astro's Playroom, and maybe he'll show the console. I'd love to see, you know, a 360 of the console, but like kind of without all the, you know, magic of making it look fantastic and spectacular, right? Not to say it doesn't look fantastic or spectacular, like it looks amazing already, and you can actually see the gloss on the black strip down the middle that I didn't know it was even glossy at first, but I guess now we know for sure it is. So we're going to hopefully see what the console looks like more in a uncontrolled environment, whereas, you know, before we've only seen it in controlled environments, and obviously leaked images that are really low quality, so we never got a good look at it. So overall, super exciting. But let's go on to the next topic, and this comes from Gaming Bolt, titled "Sony Blew It with the PS5 Digital Edition," says analyst Michael Pachter. It's this guy, he says some stuff that's completely wild, and there's been times that he's been a little accurate with what he says, but this is one of those moments where I think that he's just talking wildly out of nowhere. Let's go over a couple points that he's made. I'm not going to go over the whole article. It's quite long. He says, I think Sony really blew it with that, because as far as we can tell, the cost of making a PlayStation 5 is $450. So they're breaking even on the $500 version, but losing $40 or so on the digital version, he said. A disc drive isn't worth that much, so they are losing $40, but they gain $6 more per digital game than they would gain otherwise. So you would have to buy a lot of games to cover up the loss, and I just think it's unlikely many will buy that many games. And I'll tell you right now, I think he's completely wrong about this. If you are buying a digital-only console, okay, somebody going out to buy the PS5, I'm guessing that you're likely buying the PS5 because A, you like to play video games, B, you're going to be buying quite a few games. So why in the world, which it doesn't make sense, would you buy a digital-only console to not buy games? It just doesn't make sense. And then on top of that, these consoles are not going to last a year, 2 years. The goal is like 5 to 7 years. You're telling me in 5 to 7 years you're not going to buy, you know, enough games to make up that $40? That just doesn't make sense. Michael Pachter is not making sense here at all. Like now, if we talk about a disc version, some people do buy the disc version of consoles, right? And they end up using them for like the PS2 DVD players, PS3 Blu-ray player, right? Like there are situations like that, but to be quite honest, in a kind of a climate where digital consoles are really becoming a thing and people are buying their movies digitally, they're buying their music digitally, they're buying their games digitally, why, like, it doesn't even make sense. Why all of a sudden are we saying that, no, the chances of them making that money back are not likely? I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that. I think that's wild. He goes on to say, I actually don't think many consumers will want to save the money. I think most would rather have the disc drive on hand, so they have the option to take their game to their friend's house or trade it in or whatever, Pachter said. So I think they blew it with the digital edition, but it's hard to tell early numbers because it's all sold out anyway, and we don't know how many of each they made, but I think over the long run, they'll sell and make fewer digital editions. So here's the thing, Michael Pachter. Number one, I think that it's already clear that they made more physical, like standard edition PS5s than the digital edition. They said that they already did that. That's already a known, right? Like we know that they've made more standard editions. Number two, I think it's crazy to think that they wouldn't continue to make digital editions. I actually think they would make even more digital editions based on what their sales numbers may be. I do agree that people who don't care to just go digital are better off buying a disc-based console, which the option is there. It's not like PlayStation's out here saying, no, we're going to take that choice away. No, that's not what's happening. If anything, they're giving us more choices. And I'll tell you right now, this choice for me to be able to spend $129 less in Canada, guys. In Canada, it's $129 more to buy the standard edition. And I'm somebody who hasn't bought a disc since the first year of the PS4. So it doesn't make sense for me to continue to buy a standard edition PS5. That's why I went with the digital one. And guess what? I saved $129 and I bought a headset as well with that $129, which that's what it costs here for their Pulse headset. It's $129 here in Canada. So I got a headset and now I buy all my games digitally anyway, so I'll continue to do that. The thing is, it's just at the end of the day, having the option to choose is more important than just forcing one decision for us. I like being able to decide for myself, right? Like for me, saving that $129 was a big deal for me personally. And I can only imagine there are a lot of people out there who it would make a big deal for them. It would be the deciding factor for them to be able to buy a PS5 day one or not be able to buy a PS5 day one based on the price of the digital edition. It's just a fact, right? Like not everybody is able to shell out, like for us, $629, in one moment. That's not even including our 13% sales tax on a console. So you got to understand that it's great news to hear that Sony is giving us options. I would never condemn them for giving us choices, and especially not on $40. Like, I don't know what he's going on about with that. It's just wild to me. So that's my 2 cents on it. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on that. I think that he's really way out there. He's not making any sense. On to our last topic. We're discussing BioShock 4. I love the BioShock series. BioShock Infinite was incredible. And this is just going to be a game that I can't wait to play. This comes from PSU.com, titled New BioShock 4 Details Emerge via Cloud Chamber Job Listings. So first up, Cloud Chamber has advertised a AI gameplay programmer opening, which makes it clear that the team has some ambitious goals for the game. It's titled here, "We think we are trying some new and ambitious things with AI in this game, and we want someone comfortable with pushing the state of the art and experimenting with unproven ideas." Another listing, this time for a senior audio programmer, describes the new BioShock project as a strongly narrative and systemic game. BioShock 4 was announced in December 2019, although at the time it was made abundantly clear that the game was still years away. Since then, we've heard a few snippets of info on the project, including the fact it will be set in a new, fantastical world and will obviously be coming to next-generation consoles. Guys, this is it, right? Like, we talk about BioShock. Honestly, it's one of my favorite series. They do creative things. The narrative side of things is incredible. It's very immersive. It's an engaging game. I enjoyed the games. They are good games. BioShock Infinite was one of my favorites of the year that it came out in, and I can't wait to see what they do with BioShock 4. It's a lot of good times coming soon, guys. A lot of good times with BioShock, with all sorts of games, man. We are, a month and a bit away from the PS5. God, I can't wait. It's getting so close, and I'm super excited. I'm going to pass this on to you guys, all right? Let's talk number one. What do you think of this Japanese YouTuber being able to preview the PlayStation 5? And it looks like he's going to live stream it. Are you going to watch it? And what do you think we're going to see? What do you think of what Michael Pachter had to say about the digital editions? He seems to feel that Sony should have never made a digital edition, that they're losing money on it anyway, and they'll never make that up, or it'll take a long time to make up the money through, profit on digital purchases. And lastly, are you excited for BioShock 4? When do you think this game's coming out? 2021? 2022? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos. Follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description. Hit the like button, share this video with a friend, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.